Hi kids, here we are with another edition of Aunt Becky's Book Club. Before I pull out the book, we're going to talk a little bit just about being thankful. This month we have a special holiday in November. In the United States we celebrate Thanksgiving. And I think it's very neat that our country has a day that we set aside to be thankful. And I'm guessing that all of your moms and dads have tried to teach you to say thank you. When someone gives you something, when someone does something kind for you, I'm sure your parents have said, "What do you say?" or "Say thank you." And I think that's so important. And we don't want you to just learn how to say thank you. But we have you kids practice saying that because we really hope that you're going to become thankful people. That there will be something inside you, in your heart, in your mind, where you can recognize the beautiful and good things in life, and that there's something grows in you where you just have to say thank you. And actually, I think if we read lots of big, thick books by different scientists and whatnot, they would tell us that if each of us can be a thankful person, it really changes our life. And it's good for our health. It's good for our relationships. And so this month we have Thanksgiving, the holiday, a time for us to be thankful for all of the good things in our life. And so I'm excited about this book. It's called Thanksgiving in the Woods. And this is a new book to me. I just ordered it for the book club, but I wanted to find a Thanksgiving book this month. And when I was looking online at different Thanksgiving books, this one jumped out at me because I saw the author's name, Phyllis Alsdorf. And when my daughter, Abby, and to some of you, she's some kind of cousin to all of you. Some of you, it's your first cousin. Some of you, it's your first cousin once removed, something like that. Anyway, when Abby was in college, she took a special writing class called journalism, and Phyllis Alsdorf was her teacher. And I have another book by Phyllis Alsdorf that Abby gave me, and it's called It's Milking Time, because Phyllis Alsdorf grew up on a farm when she was a little girl, and they used to milk cows. So her first children's book was about milking time on the farm, and now she has written one called Thanksgiving in the Woods. And our family celebrates Thanksgiving. We usually do it in our house. We sit down, we eat a big turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing. Uncle Eric loves pumpkin pie. A lot of people love pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. Anyway, just have a feast, and we're thankful. And it goes back to the earliest days of our country when there were a group of pilgrims and Native Americans that got together, feasted and celebrated together. And maybe you've heard about that. Maybe that's a story for you to look up, get at the library or something. A story about the first Thanksgiving in the United States. But this one is about Thanksgiving in the woods. Okay? And if you turn to, there's a page without a number, but it has a photograph at the front. This is a story of an actual family that celebrates Thanksgiving in the woods. And so this is a picture of some of them. And this page says, every Thanksgiving for more than 20 years, a family in upstate New York has hosted an outdoor Thanksgiving feast in the woods on their farm. Almost 200 friends, relatives, and newcomers join in the festivities each year, regardless of the weather. That means they do it whether it's raining or snowing or sunny or cloudy. They do it. They bring food to share in a rustic woodland setting with bonfires for keeping warm and tarps overhead as protection from the snow or rain. It's a time of great celebration and joy, with music and singing filling the air for this Thanksgiving in the woods. All right, so let's turn to that first page of the kind of the illustrations, and we'll start there. When fall winds blow cold and jack-o'-lanterns lose their smiles, when branches lie bare and corn stalks rustle in the wind, that's when it's time for Thanksgiving in the woods. Turn the page. Days and days go by, and I keep adding to my Thanksgiving pile a tool belt and my favorite rocks, a rope, seashells, a flashlight, and Brownie. I think Brownie is that stuffed dog. Everything I'll need for Thanksgiving in the woods. So this looks like a boy, and yeah, he's got his little backpack, and he's gathering up these things for their family's Thanksgiving in the woods. So he's picked out a few things. There's a lot of other things in this room too. Here's a little pickup truck, looks like a dinosaur on the top shelf, piggy bank, there's a kite on the wall, it looks like some pencils, paintbrushes, scissor, a little ruler, goldfish. But these are the things he's packing up for Thanksgiving in the woods this year. Let's turn the page. One chilly morning, Mama wakes me up early. Today's the day, she says. I stuff all of my treasures into a backpack. Mama gathers boots and winter coats. Daddy grabs his guitar and my recorder. Now, some of you probably know what a recorder is. It's like a little, you blow into it, and it has holes, and you cover them, kind of like a little flute-like instrument, okay? Daddy grabs his guitar and my recorder. Come on, he says, let's get going to Thanksgiving in the woods. Turn the page. We drive and drive and finally turn onto a curvy gravel road. That's when I see Grandpa standing next to his orange truck. He starts the engine and I climb into the cab. Time to get ready for Thanksgiving in the woods. Okay, so here's the family with the boy, and there's Grandpa up ahead, waving him down, and then the boy gets in with Grandpa. It looks like there's wood and a dog in the back of the truck. Turn the page. We drive over rutted fields, then down a slope to a clearing under trees that reach to the clouds. I see the cousins building a fort right next to the little stream, a perfect place for our own Thanksgiving in the woods. Okay, so they get out there, so this must be where they're going to have it. And some of them are getting things ready. And this looks fun, huh? The cousins are having some long sticks and they're going to build some kind of fort. That's always fun, whether you do it outside or inside. So, fun. Let's turn the page. Daddy and Grandpa unload long wooden planks for tables and bales of straw for us to sit on. Uncle Charlie makes a bonfire while neighbors hoist a tarp over branches. Everyone's rushing to get ready for Thanksgiving in the woods. A tarp is just almost like a great big blanket almost, but it's usually more like plastic or canvas. It helps keep the rain off. So they're going to put that tarp up over some branches, getting the bonfire ready. Hay bales to sit on. Let's turn the page. Early the next morning, I'm one of the first ones to wake up. I can hardly wait for breakfast to be done. While the grown-ups laugh and talk, kids pull on sweaters and boots. We want to get there first for Thanksgiving in the woods. Turn the page. Some neighbors are already at the site. Here, help stack up some kindling, Grandpa says, and we do, running whenever someone calls. We all need to help if we're going to have Thanksgiving in the woods. Okay, you can see things getting set up. Soon, a tractor comes over the hill. Grandma and Mama sit on the hay wagon, steadying a load of pots and covered pans filled with turkey and dressing, mashed potatoes, peas, and corn. Oh, now it's starting to smell like Thanksgiving in the woods. Now, on our farm where I live, we don't have a red tractor. We've got a green one. And that would be Uncle Eric driving the tractor, pulling the wagon of people in. And we have a wagon kind of like this. So sometimes when people are back here, we like to have a little hay ride too with the tractor and the wagon. Turn the page. Neighbors, relatives, and lots of people I don't even know cross the field to the hollow under the hemlocks. A hemlock is a kind of a tree. They carry baskets and bags and boxes filled with apples and pickles and pies, every imaginable food to share for Thanksgiving in the woods. You can see they already got a big turkey there, some pie. There's something green. Big pumpkin in the middle. And look at all these people coming in from the woods. And they all have different things to share too. Let's turn the page. At 1 o'clock, Grandma rings her special bell. We form a huge circle and sing. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free. People talk for a long time about being thankful. Brownie gets very hungry waiting until it's time to start Thanksgiving in the woods. Lines of people snake around the tables, filling plates with mounds of food. The cousins and I dart in and out, grabbing buns, turkey, and other treats we take to the fort. There we'll have our own Thanksgiving in the woods. It's fun. Grown-ups are playing fiddles, banjos, and drums, and singing songs that everyone knows. Soon, Daddy joins in on his guitar, and I make up a tune of my own on my recorder. My way of celebrating Thanksgiving in the woods. And it happens a lot when people get together to celebrate. Ends up being music a lot of the time. So that's fun that some of these people know how to play instruments. They brought them along. Let's turn the page. We stand around the bonfire, warming up on both sides. Grandma passes out marshmallows, and I take 2 to roast toasty and brown, one of my favorite parts about Thanksgiving in the woods. When everyone's had enough turkey and potatoes and pumpkin pie, people start packing up their gear. In groups of 2 or 3, they walk back to the farmyard, bringing an end to Thanksgiving in the woods. Daddy puts me on his shoulders, and we walk with Mama and Grandma along a candlelit path through the woods. I pull Brownie close to keep him warm, happy that he came along for Thanksgiving in the woods. Back at the bonfire, I can hear a banjo and someone singing, 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. Now that's a perfect ending, Grandma says, as we walk in the dusk. A perfect ending to Thanksgiving in the woods. And then on the back page, there's the whole song of that song that they sang in the book. And here's a little article about the author and the illustrator. And it says here, Phyllis Alsdorf grew up on a southern Minnesota dairy farm where one of her chores was to run down the lane and bring the cows up to the barn for milking. In addition to Thanksgiving in the Woods, she is the author of It's Milking Time. Phyllis is a former journalism and creative writing professor at Bethel University, and that's where Abby went. And she lives in the Twin Cities with her husband Jim and miniature golden doodle named Lloyd. All right. I hope you all enjoyed Thanksgiving in the Woods. I hope that all of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families. And I hope that you know that one of the things I am most thankful for is all of you. I'm really glad that we get to do our book club together. So even though we're far apart, we kind of have a way of getting connected, at least for a little bit every couple months. So thankful for you, and I love all of you. Happy Thanksgiving.